Developing Android apps requires editing a lot of XML, and with the next release of Oxygene for Java, editing that XML will get a whole lot easier, thanks to the addition of Android XML IntelliSense. The IntelliSense shows up in layouts, the Android manifest, and most other XML resources. Let me show you a few examples. First of all, you may notice the different extensions, Android XML and Layout XML. These allow us to associate the appropriate IntelliSense with the correct files. So if you have some existing code, you can just rename it to enable IntelliSense once you have this version. IntelliSense shows up in 4 different ways. There are suggestions for elements, and then suggestions for attributes. And in some cases, even suggestions for values. So you can see this makes adding a permission to your app much easier. The 4th way it shows up is if you make a mistake. So let's say I add a unsupported attribute here. We'll see we get this blue underline. And if I mouse over it, it'll tell me what the problem is. Another place that you will see IntelliSense show up is if you have an actual error in the XML that makes it malformed. So now this tag's not closed. We'll see the red underline. The red underline won't compile. And it tells you what's wrong there. So one thing is that the blue underline may still compile and may still work. And the reason it gives you the blue underline is because there are things outside the scope of the XML file itself that influence what is legitimate XML for the Android application. So a blue underline is just a warning, meaning this may or may not compile. Once you compile, then the compiler will be the ultimate authority as whether or not letting you know that's valid or not. Another new feature that goes along with the new IntelliSense is we added a number of new item templates. These are under Oxygene, Android. Each new item is automatically put in the correct folder for its specific type. So let's say you wanted to add a preference screen to your app. This automatically adds a blank template for a blank preference screen, and it puts it in the correct folder in your application. And now we can use the IntelliSense to finish building our preference screen. And like I said, this works in layouts too. I hope you're excited to take advantage of these new features and make your Android development more productive. The first edition of this IntelliSense support is already shipping in the current release, and you'll find it includes a lot of great features beyond what I showed you here. So if you're new to Oxygene for Java, now is a great time to buy it and get started developing Android apps in the language you love. And if you're an existing Oxygene for Java customer, make sure you have the latest version so you can take advantage of these features today.